welcome to episode 34 of the Cherry Bakewell Diaries. And as Christmas is getting closer, we're continuing with our festive theme. Today we're going to be making a chocolate Yule log. So that's really nice. So I'm going to go and get everything ready and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so everything goes into a stand mixer. You can do it with a hand electric whisk if you want, but it does need to be whisked really vigorously. And the mixture will be quite thick when we finish, so I'll show you when it's actually ready. So the first thing we put in is 3 eggs, 3 large eggs. Those in. And then we've got 100 grams of caster sugar, that goes in next. And that's all we do for the time being, so just eggs and sugar, and then we will whisk these on our stand mixer with the whisk attachment until it's thick and fluffy, so it will come up quite way in the bowl. So when it's done, I'll show you. So I'll get this mixed and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so our eggs and our sugar are whipped up, and as you can see, it's lovely and thick and frothy. That's how it needs to be, really thick like that. Lovely pale in colour as well. Now, the next thing we add is our flour. Now, we've got 60 grams of plain flour, but you must sift it in to your eggs and sugar because everything's got to be light and fluffy. I also put in half a teaspoon of baking powder, just half a teaspoon. And then we've got 15 grams of cocoa powder. And that goes in to the flour as well. And then you sieve everything together into your eggs and sugar. So keep lots of air in it, so it's nice and light and fluffy. There we go. And then don't go mixing it vigorously, so fold it. So go, if I can show you, you go from one side like that and fold it over. Backwards and forwards like that, and then go around the outside, and just do it as gently as you can, because you don't want to knock all that lovely air out of your mixture. So just keep gently folding it. It will take a minute or two just to get it all blended in, but you don't want to go vigorously mixing it because it will knock all the air out, and that's not what we want. So backwards and forwards, as you can see, it's turning colour now. It's getting the lovely chocolatey brown colour. So just keep persevering until all the dry bits have gone. Yeah, there's still a few dry bits in there. So scrape the bottom, scrape the sides until you get rid of all those dry bits of cocoa powder and flour. Gently. And I think that's almost there. Just cut it through a couple of times with your spatula just to make sure there's no more dry bits in there, and I think that's just about done now. Yep, that's done. Okay, so our tin. It measures 12 by 8 inches or 30 by 21 centimetres, just like a normal Swiss roll thin tin. And then what you do is you put your baking paper into the tin. So cut a piece of baking paper just slightly bigger than the tin, and then snip in the corners so that it will actually fit in the tin. Now you can grease the tin first, but there's not really any need. If you just push it in like that, it will actually fit the tin. And once you put the mixture in, it will stay there. So then just add your mixture very gently into your tin. Now you can see all the air that's in there. Lovely light fluffy mixture. There we go. Just spread it out into your tin. and this only takes 7 minutes to cook. So you've got to get your oven hot, preheat your oven on gas mark 7, which is 220 degrees centigrade. Preheat it for about a good 10 minutes just to get the oven nice and hot. And then pop your Swiss roll in. There we go. Try and get it as even as you can. And then I'll pop that in now, and then I'll show you the next stage, because we've got to have tea towel and baking paper ready when it comes out. I'll just pop this in the oven. So what you have when it comes out the oven, you've got a clean tea towel with a piece of baking paper over the top, and sprinkle that with ice and sugar. So that's got to be ready as soon as that comes out the oven. Okay, so come back in a minute when it's all cooked and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so our cake's cooked. It may need 7 or 8 minutes, just depending. If you touch your cake when it comes out, if it sort of springs back, then it's done. If not, then just give it another minute or two. Every oven varies, so they're all different. I've turned it out upside down onto the baking paper that we had with ice and sugar on. And then all you do is you very, very gradually peel off the baking paper. Now you've got to be very patient with this because you don't want to pull the cake. Sort of push it down with your finger and peel it off very, very gently. It will come, just persevere. Push it down like that and it will gradually come off. There you go. And then if you use a knife, just to gently pull it away from the paper, very, very slowly. Like that, that's it. Okay. You may get a tiny hole come up, but that's fine because we can sort that out later on. And then literally what you do is you cut the edges. Cut the edges off, because the edges do tend to be a bit dry, and it makes it easier when you're rolling it. So cut your edges off. Just the very edge, which goes a little bit crispy. Cut those off. And it's a lovely, lovely, soft, fluffy cake, as you can see. Right, so you have to do this while it's warm. So what you do is you roll it from the short end. So tuck your piece of greaseproof paper or baking paper in, tuck it in like that and fold it over to start it off, and then roll it. Roll it nice and tightly like that, and then roll your tea towel over it like that, and then leave it like that to cool completely. And then when it's cool, I'll show you how to decorate it. Okay, so our Yule log is nicely cooled now. So put it onto a board and gently unroll the Yule log. Just slide it out from the paper. And then I've got some buttercream here, some chocolate buttercream. Now this is made with 230 grams of softened butter, 230 grams of icing sugar, and 25 grams of cocoa powder. Get your butter nice and soft, and then whip it all up so you've got your buttercream like that. And then literally all you do is you spread that onto your Yule log. Just work gently with it because it's a very soft cake. Go right to your edges and fill it all up, all over. Quite a thick layer because you want a nice filling in it, like that. Make sure it's all nicely filled up. and then you re-roll it again quite tightly, like that, and then you cover the outside in your buttercream as well. As I say, do it very gently because the cake is very, very soft, and cover it all over, so the sides and the ends as well. And then for decorations, you can put what you want on. I've actually made some holly leaves out of fondant icing, or you can buy your decorations if you want to just buy them. It's up to you. You can make little snowmen to go on. Entirely up to you, whatever you want. But cover it completely. Make sure that there's no cake showing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swirl the pattern of the log with a fork. You just get a fork and you gently run a fork along the top to make the pattern of the log. So all the way across your log, and then on the outside, on the end bits, just go round in a circle to make the end of the log. And then I'm just going to decorate, as I say, with some fondant icing, which I've cut into holly leaves. Just 2 holly leaves on the end. But you say you can put whatever decorations on you want. And the little berries that go with the holly. And then literally you can put a Merry Christmas on there if you want to, but I then just sprinkle it with a little bit of ice and sugar to look like the snow. And there you have your chocolate Yule log. So I'll show you a close-up of our Yule log. There we go. Beautiful chocolate Yule log with the holly on the top. Really, really delicious. As I say, be careful when you're putting your buttercream on because it's a very, very soft cake. So make sure you do it very, very gently. But put whatever decorations on you want, whatever you've got. You can make your decorations or you can go and buy your decorations, whatever you want to do. So that's your chocolate Yule log. Enjoy that. We've got an extra couple of subscribers this week, so hello to you. Nice to have you on board. And of course, if anybody has got any questions, as people have been doing, please send me your questions and I'll help if I can. If you've got any cooking queries, I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you for everyone who's liked and shared and subscribed. I really do appreciate it. So we're getting all the Christmassy bits done before Christmas for you, okay? So enjoy your chocolate Yule log and I'll see you again next week. Take care for now, bye.